Ever wake up, look in the mirror, and realize you don't recognize the person looking back at you? For a long time, that was my reality. I spent so many years being the strong one, the one that held it all together for everyone else. Whether it was the demands of my career in healthcare, being a mom to two beautiful daughters, or staying in a relationship that I should have had enough courage to leave, or navigating life's daily pressures, I was always the last on my list. I'm Nikki, and today I want to talk to you about what it really looks like to stop, breathe, and choose yourself again. Because for a long time, I didn't feel that I had permission to do that. To understand how I got here, I have to take you back further than my career and my marriage. It started in childhood. I was raised in a really strict religious organization, and those rules in that organization felt really heavy and confining to me. Looking back on it, it was the very first place where I learned to confine and ignore my own inner voice. I didn't learn how to trust my inner thoughts and my own inner beliefs. I learned that my spirit, my questions, my desires were unimportant. I became an expert on suppressing my voice just to fit inside of the mold. And here's the hardest truth. When I finally gathered enough courage to leave things and situations behind that were harming me, it felt like the entire foundation of my life crumbled. Almost everything that I thought to be true was gone. I had to build a new set of beliefs and a new foundation for my life. Instead of spending the majority of my time in a lot of religious ceremonies, I slowly began to start getting out into nature. It was the only place I had where I didn't have to follow someone else's rules. I could relax, I could be at home with myself, I could exhale, I could be myself, and I started receiving clarity about my life. But it was a difficult transition. I had spent so much time living inside of other people's head, constantly worrying about what others were thinking about me, if I was being accepted, was I being rejected. I was just living inside of other people's belief systems, trying to make sure that everyone else was okay while falling apart myself. When I stepped into the role of being a professional caregiver, it felt natural. It was a role I already knew how to play. I poured every ounce of energy I had into everybody else. My patients, my family, my religious community. But internally, I was fading away. I was stressed, emotionally drained, and disconnected from my own thoughts and beliefs. I was out of touch with myself. I had built an identity out of being useful. I didn't even know what I liked anymore. But ironically, the struggle itself became the catalyst for me to change my life. The emotional pain woke me up. The ending of my marriage jolted me. The professional burnout forced me to take a hard look at myself. The weight gain that I had carried became impossible for me to ignore anymore. The emotional loneliness got loud enough for me to hear, and the health scares that I began having served as a wake-up call I could no longer ignore. A major wake-up call came as I was working in my long healthcare career. I was supporting a woman who was around my age, and as I was caring for her, I didn't just see a woman, but in her, I saw a reflection of myself. She was struggling, she was tired, and she was carrying the weight of the world, just like I was. And right in front of me, she had a heart attack. All of the pain that I was carrying on the inside of me suddenly became real. It stopped being abstract and it became a warning. It hit me hard. If I didn't change my own life, if I didn't begin to prioritize my own health, my own beliefs, my own intuition, and my own joy, I realized I may not survive my own life. I started asking myself hard questions. Questions like, who am I? What do I actually believe about love, about life and relationships? What do I believe about freedom and love? What are the things that make me happy? I didn't just want to live through others anymore. I realized that I was deserving of a full life too. But those changes didn't happen overnight. Some happen small, quiet, and sometimes very slow steps. By the time I left my marriage, I had no confidence. I was embarrassed. And I felt that I had failed at life. But I knew that I had to move, even at times when I didn't want to. Some days I barely even wanted to leave the house. I felt exposed. But I would lace up my shoes regardless, get up and go outside and take a walk. Learning to move my body despite the shame, despite the heartache and disappointment was the best thing that I ever did for myself. It was my way of taking back my life one uncomfortable step at a time. It taught me that it was okay to walk through the pain, to feel the fear, and to do it anyway. And that's exactly why I started this channel. This isn't about having it all figured out. Midlife is not about perfection. It's about reclamation. Here we are going to witness what it means to reclaim your life, to begin again. On your terms. On your term. On our terms. On your terms. On our terms. We're going to talk about it all. I'm finding so much joy in life after changes I never asked for, and you can too. So whether it's hitting the gym, going out, experiencing new things and new places, or taking small, quiet walks alone, I'm documenting it all. We're going to talk about self-care in a way that goes deeper than just taking a spa day. We're going to talk about mental clarity, setting boundaries, and learning to trust that inner voice again. We're going to talk about the things that make life better and things that make women feel more radiant and confident. I'm here to show you that your best days are not behind you. They are here and now. So if you're feeling stuck, or if you know that deep down it's your time for your new beginning, I invite you to join me. This isn't just my channel, this is our space. I'm here to show you that transformation is possible. I know, not from theory, because I have lived it. I've walked through it. I'm here to model the growth, the rebuilding process, the reclamation, the joy of finding yourself again, just like I did. So please, tell me in the comments down below, what's one thing that you've been putting off because you've been so busy taking care of everyone else? Let's start the conversation, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Welcome to the beginning.